We're going to show you guys how to turn a red stag into a pedestal mount. This is the pedestal that the customer wants. This is what he's going to go on. And if you guys, we'll get it up there. Eventually, there's a bighorn sheep pedestal where we set the eyes and did the pedestal, put a pipe inside his brisket. It's the same setup right here. Just 4 2x4s. Figured out where we wanted it on the space where it looked good with that red stag. This is going to sit in here, and the rest of this we're going to actually bondo inside that form. It's a pretty big red stag here too. Got a really nice rack on it. Kind of give you an idea. Danny's already got this cut to fit. Okay, he's going to look like that when he's mounted. Pretty impressive set of horns. But when we go to put this pipe in here, turn this into a pedestal back and everything, we don't need all this weight on here. We can do that later. But you can see we've got the form level. You're pretty much just going to look straight across the eyes here. In the front corner. You want to get this level. We're going to use this big drill bit here. It's the same one we used on that bighorn sheep brisket. And it's got it marked as far as how deep we're going to go in. We're going to go right in here, all the way up to there, okay? We'll flip him over. We'll make sure this is level. We'll put this pipe in here. We'll bondo that in there. And then I'm going to take him off this mounting stand when this bondo's dry. And we're going to set him right in here. Look on the back of this. This is just a regular wall mount. You can't find a red stag that's got a sculpted pedestal back. I don't like my pedestal backs just flat like that. They look a lot better if they're kind of scalloped like this. So once he's on there with this pipe, we're going to take a Sawzall and we're going to cut this backboard off. Take it completely out of there. It's just going to be foam. And then we're going to add all of this with a regular 2-part foam. Sculpt all that, and we'll mache over it, that same mache mix I told you about, to kind of create a hard shell. So that's the first step we got to do. Level, and we'll put this pipe in. Yep. Yep. Okay, so we're going to flip them over to make up our bondo. And we're just gonna fill that cavity halfway and pull it loco. Put some on that pipe. I'm gonna duct tape the end of this pipe. We just need our bonder to go around the pipe. We don't need to go up inside. Like I say, you only need about, probably fill this halfway full, because this pipe is going to press the rest of it out all the way. If you do find out that you're going to be a little short, don't worry about it. Just let it go ahead and harden, and you can top off the rest of it with another Bondo batch if you need. Got this pipe roughed up just to grab that Bondo a little easier. Feels like it maybe got it. Yes. Now just take this off. Just to help that Bondo from running back out when we flip it over. Now when we go to set this thing, you can kick this pipe a little bit to where it is kind of canted back. So when he does get in there, it'll lean it back a little more. Because all that weight that's on him. I don't know. We hold the pipe. I don't think we have to tighten him. Wow, he is right there. So yeah, you can cant this pipe just a little bit to where it's back this way a little bit, like that. So when you do go to set it in here, especially with heavy horns, you put that pipe in like that, it'll lean them back a little bit. If that kind of makes sense. All right, so that's been put in there now, solid. That Bondo's hard. Now to cut off that backboard, we're gonna do it here on the pedestal. And he's level. So the next thing is we're just gonna come in, we're just gonna cut this off. We'll cut that backboard off. It's probably got about 3/4 or 1/2 inch in here. So Dan's gonna chop that board out of there. Board's been removed. Now we're gonna add probably this much foam to it, but just here. And it's gonna come in real tight here, and like that. Gives us a nice little scallop look to it. We're just gonna use 2-part foam for this part now. Okay, you guys, you need to build a dam around here. We're gonna pour this with foam, a 2-part foam. Just extend this. And once it's all done rising, then we're gonna come in with that Sawzall and carve it. You can use cardboard. I've used cardboard before, waxed on one side. I've used plastic bags. This stuff here is cool. It's laminate floor underlayment. They put this underneath laminate floor so they don't slap the ground. It's kind of a cushion, you know, muffles this noise. The outer edge, you pour foam on here, it'll stick to it. This inner edge, it doesn't stick. It's really cool. It's kind of like the same stuff that they package electronics with. It's really cool. But you can get a roll of it like this at a hardware store or wherever you can buy your laminate flooring. But we're just gonna make a dam all the way around. This is probably gold, I don't know, here. looks like we got enough. Probably take a couple pours. Now we got a dam, we can just pour this with our 2-part foam. This polyurethane foam you get from the supply companies. You use the same foam for doing all your alterations. Might be able to get it with just 1 pour, we'll see. It's 50-50 mix. You can use this on your alterations, like we said. You could also use it on bases, making foam bases and whatnot before you dirt over them. You'll feel it start getting warm in your hand too. It's just a chemical reaction that'll cause this stuff to start rising. Feels like it's there. I don't care too much about the center right now. It's probably gonna take a couple pours, huh? Yeah, that's it. Our second batch here. One more yet. That should do it. We had like a little flavor. Okay, you can see this is hardened up now. Now we can take our little foam dam off of here. This stuff you could reuse too, that side if you want. Now we're going to just scallop that back and kind of get the shape nice. We're going to have to do a little machining up here. It's a little low right here, but this will give you an idea what we want to do. Just got a nice little swoop to it now. The rest of this we could just straighten. I would just use a little stout pepper or a rasp. We'll get all this nice looking. A lot of foam for just that little scallop edge, but it looks a lot nicer than just a flat back on a pedestal. So the next thing we're going to do is mix up some mache. And it's that same recipe that I gave you guys on all of our mache. It's 3 parts of plaster, 2 parts vermiculite, 1 part dextrin. And I'm going to color it as well. We really don't need it colored right here because our cape is going to cover all of this. But I'm going to give it that rock looking back like I did on that antelope pedestal. I think that whitetail mounting video has also got that rock looking back where we just kind of do a beige color. You know, something of these brown tones to match this and the color of that. So we'll get that mixed up. We'll get that applied. And then when it hardens, we'll put our tuck groove in here. And that should take care of the pedestal part. So we'll let you see what that looks like when we get that going. Okay, we've got it all cleaned up. We're just going to apply this mache now. It's that same mix I told you guys about. We could use it for any low spots like we got here. Just going to give us a hard shell over this right area here. And the rest of it, we're going to texture it just like I did the back of that animal's wall pedestal. Take your sea sponge and water. Texture all that. Get rid of kind of his fingerprints. The outer edge here on the outside of them, any of the rough areas and whatnot, we're just going to let that dry. And then we're going to take a little modeling tool. It's basically a clay tool. And we'll wait till it gets a little bit harder. And we'll just go through all this and make this nice and smooth, okay? That's pretty much got it. I'm going to paint this the same way I did that antelope back. Once it dries, I'll take an atomizer bottle with black latex paint, cut with water, spray that down, sponge it, that'll give it a nice look. And then when it dries really hard, that's when I'll come in here and cut that out with that just an 1/8 inch bit on my Dremel tool to give us something to tuck into. The exact same way I did it on that antelope. So basically, now you guys know how to take a regular shoulder mount, turn it into a custom pedestal. It's pretty cool to do this. Just make sure that you charge for it. Keep track of your time. And there will be a video up there that shows you how to figure out all the way down to your hourly, to figure out what you need to charge to cover your overhead and make a profit.